back to the Noble Beard. Hope everyone is well, and I hope everyone is having a great week. So keeping in line with the British theme, come across another video. It says top 10 things in British culture impossible to explain to non-Brits. This is by Watch Mojo UK, and it's my first time reacting officially on my channel to one of their videos. I do like this channel. So yeah, let's see if we can find anything that they can't explain it, and see if we can. You know, let's see how much I can relate to as well, because I don't necessarily relate to a lot of things that people say about Britain and things like that. But anywho, let's check this out and see what this is saying. Watch Mojo UK, top 10 things in British culture impossible to explain to non-Brits. So let's check this out.
I love to laugh.
Toast, I've been meaning to talk to you.
You're talking to me now?
Yes. It's about the sense of humour issue.
I have a terrific sense of humour. It's just very dry.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK. And
Listen, I had beans on toast for dinner yesterday and beans on toast for today. You can't tell me nothing about beans on toast, right? Especially where I make my beans on toast. Like, I'm not your typical Brit. I season everything. Yeah, I season everything. The part of Britain I grew up in was London. I grew up in North London in particular. Our area was has a very large Caribbean community, so I grew up eating all kinds of seasoned food. Not just from the Caribbean community, but from East African communities, Asian communities as well. And yeah, you can't beat seasoning. So I don't just have your typical plain beans on toast. I'll be putting some chopped up peppers in there. I'll be putting some all-purpose seasoning, some everyday seasoning. I'll be seasoning the absolute crap out of it, chucking a bit of chili sauce. I'll make a banging plate of beans on toast, trust me. Anyway, let's get back to it. Leave my beans on toast alone.
Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things in British culture impossible to explain to non-Brits.
It's not quite nasal enough the way you're doing it, all right? You're not doing it the way he speaks. You're not doing it with the kind of... And you don't do the broken voice, but it gets very emotional.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day.
Sounded like Michael Caine there.
Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at a few causes of cultural confusion that are unique to the small island we call home. What do you find
Home
weird
sweet
about the
home.
UK? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Marmite.
Hey. Marmite.
A dark brown savoury spread invented in the late 19th century and made from yeast extract sludge left over from brewing beer. Sounds yummy. Well, actually, it doesn't. But Marmite fans know the very real joy it can bring when spread thinly on hot buttered toast, with a fresh brewed cup of tea to balance out the salty flavour.
It doesn't take long before new recruit Callum Howe finds another jar in a shocking state.
Not all Brits feel the same though, and Marmite is famously marketed as a polarising food that you either love or hate.
Yeah.
The proper stuff is only manufactured in the UK in the Burton-on-Trent.
Oh,
Marmite
really?
factory. It's been there since 1902 and produces roughly 50 million jars in a year. And no, Australia, Vegemite is not as good. Nope.
1 second. Alright guys. Oh yes, I am a Marmite. Marmite. Listen, it's deep, yeah, because my mum says to me that she started getting this in me when I was like, maybe like, I was still a toddler, 2-3 years old. I used to eat this on my toast. And she couldn't understand it because she can't stand Marmite. My dad can't stand Marmite. No one in my family can stand Marmite. The only person that ate Marmite was my mum's stepdad, my granddad. And yeah, he was the only one that I know of in my entire family both sides of the family, who eats Marmite. I mean, I'm sure a family member will come out and correct me if they eat it too, but as far as I know, it's just me. I love it. I absolutely love it. And if you want to go out in the summer and not get eaten alive by mosquitoes, particularly on the humid evenings, teaspoon or two of that. Trust me, they ain't coming nowhere near you. It's the best insect repellent ever. So yeah, that's my, you know, I'm a Marmite man. The only one in my entire family.
9. Public schools are private schools.
Hey?
You'll often hear it said that our country is run by public school boys. However, this doesn't mean what it might in other parts of the world. It doesn't imply that these politicians went to state-funded institutions and pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. It suggests that they were born into extreme privilege and attended some of the most prestigious fee-paying schools in the world. In the UK, we refer to schools for the general public as state schools, and private schools for the wealthy as public schools or independent schools. Except not all private schools are called public schools.
There are a lot of claims in the
That's interesting. That it's true.
Forget about just the lasers coming out.
Some do actually call themselves private schools, and most call themselves charities too, registered charities. Confused yet? No more than you should be.
I'm
Number 8.
a bit confused.
Are our love language.
So, public schools, the schools, private schools is no, state schools is whatever, man. I went to a state school. You ain't got to pay for anything. You know, some poor rundown school in Tottenham, and yeah, it was a state school. They're called state schools. Private schools, public schools. Yeah, it's true. I think that where Prince Harry and the royal family went, they went to private school, public school, whatever. Anyway, maybe you lot call it different wherever you lot are.
Terms of affection and endearment are different the world over. In the UK, you know that someone feels comfortable around you if they insult you to your face. Or they might just be rude.
They're not jokes as such, they're just little things to say. Yeah, it's probably fine in the hands of taxi drivers, or cockneys, or even Geordies.
When you've lived here long enough, you'll learn to tell the difference. Sarcasm may be the lowest form of wit, but it's also a great tool for masking social awkwardness. It stops conversations becoming too serious and fends off the Brits' greatest fear, earnestness. We spend so much time being generally polite, no one wants to put that wall up around their own friends and family.
You know what you are? You're a big bag of shit!
We don't really love each other any less, but where's the fun in life without some friendly teasing? Deadpan delivery required, of course. Number 7. Town names and their pronunciation.
Shitterton.
British place names are famously difficult for tourists to get their head around. Even native-born Brits will get tripped up at some point. The English language has a checkered history. You can blame most of the confusion on the Romans, Anglo-Saxons, and the Vikings. Also the French and the Celts. Being able to pronounce the name of Welsh village has even become something of a party piece.
I can't even look at it. I'll get dizzy.
The temperature got to 21 Celsius.
Did he just pronounce it? Did he just pronounce it?
However, there are still a lot of place names that sound like somebody might be having
Yeah, twat. You twat.
21 Celsius.
When you take pronunciation,
Come on.
has even become something of a party piece.
Up the road from Llanfair to Pwllgwyngyll, Gorgedec and Drogos, and to Cilio Go. The temperature got to 21 Celsius.
When you take pronunciation out of the equation, however, there are still a lot of place names that sound like somebody might be having
New
a walk.
invention.
From Fatty Head to Scratchy Bottom, there are
Pity
oddly
me.
named towns in every corner of the
Queen
British
Camel.
Isles. Number 6. The variety of
Yeah.
accents.
When it gets loudly, it gets very loud indeed. It gets very specific. It's not quite nasal enough the way you're doing it, all right? You're not doing it the way he speaks.
Every country has its own differences in dialect and accent, even if it's difficult for an outsider to hear the nuance. But for such a small place, the UK does seem to have a disproportionate amount of variety. For a long time, a British accent was generally thought of as standard received pronunciation. But with the world opening up, regional
Definitely
accents
not.
are gradually becoming more familiar to foreign ears.
What I'm saying is that, like, that's
I spent some time with some Americans when I lived out in the Middle East for a bit, and they was all fascinated by our London accents, big time. And the variety of accents of other people from the UK as well. They was like, okay, this is not a typical what we expect to see, Queen's English, cup of tea and crumpets, you know, in the language. Like, you got a different variety of accents, you know, it's true.
the jobs, you know, what I got until, and they wouldn't date. A lot of us from broken homes. That's right, that was just a noise.
A Glasgow accent is very different from a Newcastle accent, which is different from a Birmingham accent.
You're a good man.
And a Newcastle accent is different from a Sunderland accent. They're literally a couple miles apart. Geordies from Newcastle, Mackhams from Sunderland.
And nobody speaks like Dick Van Dyke, bless him.
All right, I'll do it myself.
Number 5, hot and cold taps.
Even I've never understood this.
There are a few questions that non-natives tend to have about British bathrooms. The no-plugs thing is clearly a health and safety issue. The carpets are about keeping warm, but separate taps for hot and cold, they're a bit more difficult to justify. We do have our reasons, they're just not really relevant anymore. Historically, cold water came from the mains and was safe to drink.
I'm quite all right, Barbara. I read
Oh, I see. So,
Hot water was a later addition to UK households.
right.
When it did arrive, it was usually heated in a tank in the loft.
Yeah.
Therefore, it wasn't as fresh.
Oh,
Modern
okay.
bathrooms do sometimes have mixer taps. They've just not really caught on yet. Number 4, the tea obsession. No, Britain is not the only country to enjoy a nice cup of tea.
Do you know? I can.
Personally, I think, like, some of my brothers from Pakistan, they drunk more tea than I ever drunk in my entire life. I mean, I'm not a big tea drinker. I used to be, but I'll have a nice brew. Definitely have a nice brew. I'm more of a coffee man, freeze dried. Don't get me wrong. Just a couple, teaspoon of Nescafe Gold Blend. Perfect, you know. Although I have started to get into connoisseur coffees where you blend it all up yourself. You strain it and everything. Oh yeah, I'm on that as well now. In fact, I'm waiting for a delivery of coffee right now from my my friend Reggie Pina, who you've seen her channel. I've advertised a couple times. She's hopefully going to be bringing me some coffee back all the way from Cape Verde. So looking forward to that.
Remember, the last time I had a good cup of tea.
But we are quite singular in the way we take it. It's possibly only the Irish who also understand this one. For the real tea drinker, you...
Come on, man.
This game, you're not ready for it.
You must understand, this is not just a casual beverage. It is usually an addiction, begun in late childhood. A cup of tea can be a consolation, an offer of friendship, or a gauge of how long a visitor is going to stay. When a British person says tea, they do not mean chamomile, or green, or iced. They mean English breakfast. Usually with milk, and often with sugar.
Yeah.
And please, don't leave the tea bag in the cup.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
Unless it's an Earl Grey tea, I'll leave a tea bag in.
The UK officially adopted the metric
This.
system in 19...
This has always drove me nuts because we still use both. It's one or the other. Well, it's not one or the other. Not here, it's not. I can go to a butcher's and say, can I have half a kilo of chicken wings? Or I can say, can I have half a pound of chicken wings? And that's exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah.
65.
Miles,
That's
kilometers.
over 50 years ago. It's what they use in Europe. It's what we learn in school. It's a much simpler way of working things out.
It is.
You're working with units of 10, not 12. So why do we still weigh ourselves in pounds and stone? Measure our height in feet and inches. Travel in miles. Buy beer and milk in pints. The older generation
So
will
true, man.
tell you the temperature in Fahrenheit. Shouldn't we have acclimatized by now? No one under the age of 70 grew up under the imperial system. Good luck explaining this to anyone outside Britain because it makes no sense at all.
None at all.
Number 2, baked beans for breakfast. British food has never had a great reputation.
Not a big lover of it, but
We traditionally choose hearty.
I'll have some beans often every now and again, like I
We
did
need it in our
yesterday and today.
However, if there's one British dish that visitors really can't fathom, it's the humble beans on toast.
Oh yeah, she's got
Baked
cheese there
beans
as
are a
well.
staple for the average Brit. Usually eaten as part of a fried breakfast or as a quick snacky tea, sometimes they're just what you need. They are eaten elsewhere in the world, but you'd be more likely to find them at a barbecue than on a breakfast table. No one else has taken this simple convenience food to their hearts quite like us.
True.
Number 1. What is the country actually called? The United Kingdom, Great Britain, the British
The United
Isles.
Kingdom of Great
So
Britain
which is it?
and Northern Ireland.
The British Isles is a geographical term. It describes a group of islands including Great Britain, the island of Ireland, the Isle of Man, the Scottish Isles, and the Scilly Isles. Great Britain is the biggest island in the group and is made up of England, Scotland, and Wales. The United Kingdom is a political union. Full name, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It
what I
includes
said.
England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The red, white, and blue flag is the Union flag, or Union Jack, and is composed of flags from England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland,
Yeah.
but not Wales. Got it?
Yep.
It's
It's so true. I mean, you know, they could have put a dragon in the corner of the flag. A dragon would have looked heavy in the middle of the Union Jack, you know. But yeah, they're not really represented in the flag at all, are they, the Welsh? That was a good compilation. That, yeah. There are certainly some things that is impossible to explain to non-Brits. Impossible to explain to Brits. There's a couple things that have me like, yeah, I suppose so. I got one for you though. It's not really something impossible, but just something that's unique to us. A beverage I'm sure you've seen me drinking a few times, known as Iron Brew, or as we call it, as it's called up in Scotland, Iron Brew. Don't watch my Scottish accent, it's crap. But yeah. See this drink right here? Essence of Iron Brew. Brewed in Scotland since 1901 to a secret recipe of 32 flavours with a spirit that's as bold as its taste. You can't describe it because there's nothing like it. So true. This is so true. I'm assuming that I was given that to drink in a baby bottle because I love it. I love this Iron Brew. You know, I only have a glass every now and then. This bottle will last me hopefully the whole week because fizzy drinks are not really healthy for you. But I will treat myself to a glass or a can of Iron Brew. When you go to Scotland, you can get the glass bottles as well. And as the advert says, made from real iron girders. So yeah, definitely a unique British drink. So yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me if particularly those non-Brits, if you know of anything that's British that you want an explanation for, do leave it down in the comments and we'll see if we can get some answers for you. But don't expect no miracles because I struggle a lot myself. Anyway, hope you all have a good night. Hope you all have a good week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like button, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.